finally, the internet gods have heard my prayers. My most anticipated movie of 2020 was Digimon Last Evolution Kizuna. And now that I watched it, we have an opportunity to review it on the channel, right here, right now. Real quickly, we're gonna have that Digimon real talk today. We're gonna have that Digital Monsters street talk today. We're gonna have that, hey yo dog, you ain't recording, are you? Cause I'm getting ready to say something really fucked up type of talk today. Now, after being done with the movie and wiping away my tears, cause this movie will hit you all up in the chest cavity. You'll be crying at the end of this shit a little bit. I had a cloud of disappointment that hung above my head for about 12 hours the next day as I was reflecting on this movie and bullshit. Now, let's talk about Digimon Last Evolution. So, before we get started off with this review, I wanted to announce something. Look, y'all, we recently hit 600 subscribers, right? And y'all know me, I be on the YouTube grind. With the 600 subscribers came our first paid advertisement, our first sponsor. I want to give a shout out to today's sponsor is Sample 3. Sample 3 is here for all your anime needs. Whether you want to watch Dragon Ball Z, whether you want to watch Naruto, or you want to watch some old shit like Speed Racer. Sample 3 is here for you. And to even make Sample 3 a bigger part of the channel, you can use my promo code, animeheaven.ru. I repeat, animeheaven.ru. And you can get 35% off your first order, you feel me? Hey, look, you can watch all the illegal anime content you want to watch with anime.ru if you use my promo code on the Sample 3. Remember, Sample 3. Thank you for promoting this video, Sample 3. Because if it wasn't for Sample 3, nobody would have saw this movie already, you feel me? The plot of Digimon Last Evolution Kizuna goes like this. Set 5 years after the events of Tri, Tai and the rest of the gang, they're all adults now. And they're preparing mentally and emotionally for that next phase of life. They don't really know what they want to do yet, long term. But while figuring that out, Digidestined all over the world are falling into comas, left and right. Their Digimon are disappearing as well. And in order to get to the bottom of this mystery, Tai and the rest of the Digidestined come to the knowledge, the realization that their time with their own Digimon is getting ready to end. And that is an emotional plot that pulls on the heartstrings. It's a lot of stuff going on. Y'all know I'm a sucker for that action, right? So when a movie starts off, bang, bang, with a whole bunch of fast-paced action, ooh, what's this? And it's pulling me in. The movie started off with, you're seeing people just walk around in Japan in the city, and there's an aurora in the sky. The movie's telling you that this aurora started over on the west coast of America, right? But now it's over there in Japan. It hasn't really messed anything up yet, but you can see it is giving off a little bit of an interference. Electricals are going haywire, cars are going crazy. There's other things happening too. A gigantic Digimon portal opens up, and your boy Parrotmon had to come through to get his ass whooped. Y'all know how it is. And Parrotmon comes through the portal, and right there is the movie playing on the original Digimon the movie. We know when Tai and Kari were kids, Parrotmon came through a Digi-Egg in the sky. Very similar to that. But what they did to switch it up was, the first Digimon you see is Angelmon. going toe-to-toe with Parrotmon and saving civilians, being like a guardian angel in that moment. If you would have told me, Marcus, I'm gonna give you $10 million, I want you to guess the first Digidestined Digimon that appears on screen in this movie, bruh, I would not win that money. I would not win it if you told me it was Angelmon. I would have said Greymon or somebody else. Angelmon is like the GOAT champion. You understand me? That's non-debatable. And I love his moment in the movie being like a guardian angel over that one woman. And you see Kyrie is running, talking to TK. They're coming up with a game plan on how to stop Parrotmon. And I really love that we're seeing the Digidestined early in this movie go to the next phase of teamwork, right? They've gone from the days of just attacking a Digimon crazy from left and right to actually being strategic with everything they do. Placing Digimon over here, over there. TK, go over here. I'm gonna go over there. It was goosebumps going down my arms, seeing the growth that TK and Kari showed in that moment from when they were little kids in Adventure 01. We see Ty is like on a distant rooftop with a device on his eye. We gonna call it a Dragon Ball Z Scouter and just keep on moving on. Now, this device has like the ability to track speed and feet, distance, etc., etc. They really didn't do much with that for the rest of the movie. It was like a thing thrown in the beginning, and it was like, okay, see you never. They never really backed that up throughout the rest of the film. That was kind of odd. But when you look at this movie, the first 5 minutes grabbed me because the animation is so beautiful. Like, Digimon ain't never looked this good. And going into the movie, I was afraid that they were going to use 3D renders at different points of the film. When I talk about 3D renders, I'm talking Digimon Apply Monsters, alright? I'm stuttering and shit. I'm talking Digimon Apply Monsters, alright? They had this 3D element to the battles where they were trying to display that the Digimon or the Appmon are digital. So we're going to make them look 3D. I hated that shit. I hated it. And I'm so glad they didn't put that into this movie. Even taking the 3D element deeper, when originally in the anime, Greymon would go to Middle Greymon, there was that weird little Pixar CGI from the 90s, you feel me? That don't really look good nowadays. They completely eliminated that. Middle Greymon is 100% 2D in his evolution. And they really pulled on the heartstrings and said, 90s kids, come on, bring y'all asses up in here. When Agumon digivolved to Greymon, y'all, the evolution is the same from the anime. I ain't talking about that Digimon tribe. We gonna get in the egg and hatch. No. I ain't talking about that bullshit. I'm talking about the spinning Agumon Digivolve too. I was like, oh my God. When I was watching that, I was like, they got me. I'm sold. And I was so sold on the movie at that point because they were referencing so many things from Digimon the movie, from the old school anime, and it was just enough references. You see Matt and Garurumon join the fight later on against Parrotmon. And what I really loved about this battle was seeing those four work together. We previously saw those four work together in the beginning of the second Digimon movie over here in America, Revenge of Dioboromon, when they were going inside of the internet to stop him. And it was very exciting seeing those four gang up on Parrotmon. Now, real quickly, I don't know what the fuck is up with Parrotmon, okay? This Parrotmon is on coke. This Parrotmon is on the shits because this is like a super duper Parrotmon. There's no way it should take Angelmon, Angelwoman, Where Garurumon and Middle Greymon to get his ass inside of a Digimon portal. Cause last time I checked, Paramon was a champion. Alright? I played Digimon Cyber Sleuth last night, okay? He's a champion from what I remember. So it makes no sense for it to take that many people to put him away. That was kind of weird for me. The people in the studio that put this movie together are evil. They are evil. They are wizards that control and manipulate people. They got dark magic, okay? Somebody call Malekith from the Marvel comic books and shit. He's doing dark magic, goddammit. Because the movie opened up after the Paramount fight, you had credits. But the credits played Butterfly Perfect, the original Japanese anime opening. And that just made me go, okay, boom, I gotta pause, but hold on. We're on an illegal anime website. If I press pause, titties are gonna pop up on the screen. So I had to hit pause, close the titties, and I started pacing around the room like a meth addict. Because they were doing so much early on to pull me in as an OG fan. This movie really is for people that grew up with Digimon. Like, if you're somebody that watched Adventure 01 and Adventure 02, and let's say you skipped all the other seasons, right? This movie is for you. If you're somebody and you've seen all the Digimon seasons, this movie is for you. Because they know just what to put in there to really make people become enamored with what they're seeing on screen. And the opening was so dope. I love the song. I know the artist passed away. So it was a very nice symbolic thing to put that in the movie as a rest in peace. We love what you did. Thank you. I thought that was really cool of them. Leading up to the movie's release, a lot of people in the community, we were debating back and forth about who these new characters are. We have a character named Mina, and then we have a character named Imura. And yes, I'm looking at my fucking paper, because I do not remember that damn name. Imura. And when you first are introduced to these characters, they're coming in to help the Digidestined solve the issues and the problems that are going on. They're very conveniently there at the worst time possible to help. It was very convenient. And the way they placed these characters, they placed them there for you to be suspicious of them. Like when you first see Imura, he has these little shifty eyes going around the room. He's real quiet. And then this motherfucker like he went to go shop at the Men's Warehouse. I don't trust no man that goes to the Men's Warehouse. If you getting suits and ties from the Men's Warehouse, you a sneaky motherfucker. And he was sneaky. But it's revealed later on that he's actually a detective that was undercover trying to arrest Mina. Yes, Mina, the chick, is really the bad guy of the movie. I loved how the writers threw you the obvious person and said, okay, he's the bad guy. And it was really the other person. I thought that that was a nice little trick they did that I didn't really see coming. Once you understand her past and all of her connections to what's happening now with the Digidestined falling into comas and the Digimon disappearing, she drops this bomb on Ty, Izzy, Matt, and TK. And this little snobby-nosed bitch sits up here and says that the reason why Omnimon wasn't able to defeat Isamon inside the internet is because your bond with your Digimon is going to cease. The bond is getting weaker because you're getting older. And there's only a certain amount of time you got until you and your Digimon are no longer partners. And I think it was Ty that asked her, what happens to our Digimon then? And this little snobby-nosed bitch said they vanished with a straight face. I'm like, yo, this bitch is cold-blooded. I already knew she wasn't shit though, because she was sitting up in the dark in her little crib and shit with the moonlight shining on her. I was like, this bitch ain't shit the minute I saw that. And she turned out to be the bad guy of the movie. Her backstory was where the movie began to lose me, right? Her backstory is that she once had a Digimon partner that unfortunately, because she was getting older, her Digimon partner and her got separated. And ever since then, she's kind of been on a hunt to basically kind of recapture that high, right? Of being with your Digimon partner forever. And I started rolling my eyes like, oh no, we've been down this road before of the human and the Digimon partner, and there's all this emotional shit. I'm like, no, the movie started to lose me. We've been here before with Ken when he was the Dark Master. We've been here before kind of sort of with Willis or Wallace in Hurricane Touchdown. And I was like, fuck, that's too similar to things that we've seen before. The beginning of the movie captured me so hard because we're seeing shit that I didn't expect for us to see. I didn't expect to see Angelmon and Angelwoman fighting Parrotmon. I thought it would just be Greymon. But we're seeing things that were easily predictable. Once I knew her backstory of her having a Digimon partner, I was like, oh, this bitch is evil. And she was evil. I really didn't care for that, to be honest. But the similarities to Digimon the movie on the negative side don't stop there. There are a lot more we're going to talk about in this video. One thing I really wanted from this film was for them to give us life updates on every single Digidestined. Where are they at and where do they want to be? And we got some really awesome updates on where they all are, Adventure 01 and the O2 kids. So we see Joe is studying to be a doctor, right? He's working in a hospital with people. That kind of falls in line with what Joe did in Adventure 01 when he was like the older caretaker of all the Digidestined when they were in the digital world. Very similar to that. Izzy is the president of a tech company. I was like, damn, Izzy, you doing your thing, boy. I got too many F's and D's in school to really give a fuck, but you're doing your thing, boy. And then we had Mimi, who was building a startup company, right? We saw little tidbits of her doing that in Digimon Tri. So they carried that over. That was really cool. We have Matt and Ty. They are really struggling to find out what they want to do with life. And I thought that that was a great message to the fans because we all grew up with this. So most of us are around Ty's age, right? Most of us. I'm 25, Ty in the movie is 22 years old. So there are a lot of people that have been in Ty's position where he's like, damn, okay, I got school, and then what? I got college, and then what? What am I gonna do? And there's this awesome scene where he's working at a casino or something like that. And when he's working at the casino, he's looking at all these people around him like, damn, this is life? This shit sucks like a motherfucker. He goes back to his apartment and he eats ramen noodles and he watches porn. Yes, Ty Kamiya had boatloads of porn in his room. That was a funny ass scene when Aquaman was like, hey, what's this? And Ty was like, nah, bruh, you don't need to be seeing that. You ain't old enough to see that. That was dope. And Matt also was kind of running into the same thing about what is it I want to do that gives me fulfillment later on in my life. Even giving us an update on the O2 kids. Now, the O2 kids are not in this movie a lot. They have about 4 scenes in this film, okay? And when you first see them, Ken is doing his whole police work, trying to be a detective. You have Davis, they ain't got no drip in the early part of this movie. They had this man looking like he worked at a foot job salon. A hand job salon, okay? They had this man looking corny as hell with nothing but a robe on and his glasses. He was going to start up a noodle shop. So he graduated from the noodle cart to the noodle shop. Good job, Davis. I see you, brother. And you had Cody that was doing this whole samurai thing, and Yo Lee who was studying abroad. All the updates on them were really dope because it lines up with the original Adventure 02 ending, at least for those Digidestined. That was really cool. I would definitely give the writers a lot of credit though. They knew how important to the 01 crew the Adventure 02 kids were. They understood that, especially after Digimon Adventure Tri, where me and a lot of other people were like, yo, what the fuck? You got TK and Kari running around with D3s, but ain't no Davis, ain't no Ken, ain't no, yo, what the fuck? And they corrected that in this movie. Again, do they get a lot of screen time? No, they don't. Was I a little pissed? Just a little bit, but beggars can't be choosers. I think we should just be grateful that they were in the movie and they did play a role where you had Matt that would call them while they were in New York and ask them questions about the guy he was trying to get information on, who was really a detective. You saw at the end of the movie, they were over in their part of the world, defending the city and protecting people. That was dope. At least including the 02 kids. I can't complain about that. I know what it is, boy. The end of an anime movie has to bring the heat. That is non-debatable. An anime movie has to end on a banging note. And this movie had a mixed ending for me like hell. When the whole final battle begins, you have the girl I talked about earlier, Minna, that is able to imprison everybody who fell into a coma inside of this mental asylum, so to speak, that she calls Neverland in a way. And when these people come to that world, they're forever united with their Digimon. And when you go there, you get some creepy stuff of Joe, Izzy, TK, Kari, Mimi, all the other Digidestined worldwide that she was able to trap inside comas. They're playing with their Digimon. They're very excited and happy if they're going to be with them forever. And it was really just a field of dreams. You understand me? It wasn't real. It was some fake shit. But to her, it was, you know, it was what she wanted to always be with her Digimon partner. And she thought everybody else wanted that too. But they really didn't want it like that. They wanted it authentically. And the end battle had certain types of elements that were, again, too damn similar to Digimon Our War Game. When you're at the end of the movie and Esamon begins to fucking duplicate, I dropped my sandwich on the floor. I'm like, oh Lord. I dropped it on the floor and my dog ate the rest of it. I'm like, fuck. If that isn't like when Dioboromon started multiplying in the movie.
Don't interfere. Don't interfere.
How many copies of Dioboromon are there now?
To be honest, I don't know. I stopped keeping track a while ago. It's gotta be well over 1 million.
I rolled my eyes. You had Agumon and Gabumon. They gave a motivational speech to Ty and Matt, kind of flipping the tables from what happened in Our War Game when Ty and Matt gave it to Middle-Garurumon and War Greymon, when they were basically fucking dead and shit in cyberspace. Too many beats in this movie were similar to all three of those movies. Hurricane Touchdown, Our War Game, and the other Digimon movie. I thought that they should have pulled back on some of those because it started to make the movie really predictable. As you got towards the final few minutes, I was like, fuck. They're getting ready to kind of rush this final battle, and they really did. When Agumon and Gabumon go to their final forms, their new evolutions, right? I was under the impression originally that this would be some form of spirit evolution because the forms looked kind of similar to a Gonimon and Lobomon from Digimon Frontier. But they're not that. They're actually new evolutions for Wargreymon and Middle Garurumon. They go past Omnimon, which I think is fine for the characters, but they didn't do shit with it. It wasn't like they flashed a whole bunch of new attacks and new formations and team unity. It was like the ending of a Naruto movie. Y'all know how all Naruto movies gotta end with some version of the Rasengan. Naruto and somebody else gotta go charging at the enemy with the Rasengan and wipe them off the planet. The same thing happened at the end of this movie. And I was like, damn, they ended this like a fucking traditional anime movie. Fuck. I wanted something more from the final fight. Now, I'll give credit. We got something that I wanted to see. Some of the other Digidestined getting involved in the battle, but they only went to the champion forms. I wanted to see ultimates and megas. Y'all know that Digimon game, Digimon Adventure for the PSP, and how that game gave warp evolutions to Digimon that never got in the anime.
Show me your big heart.
I wanted some shit like that, man, for the final battle. I wanted them to go all out, give us everything we never got in the anime, and they didn't do that, okay? Now, of course, at the end of the movie, you have this very, very just heartbreaking scene of Ty and Matt having to say goodbye, man. I mean, having to say goodbye, bro, and seeing the Digivice turn to stone, I was like, damn. And they even made it more special when Matt said, I bought this harmonica, and Gabumon was like, I want you to play it. I was like, no, bro. I was like, no. I got water in my eyes right now just thinking about it. I was like, damn. That is such great writing to tie Matt's harmonica from early season 1 into the Gabumon goodbye. I was like, wow, this is sick, bro. The goodbye at the end was so emotional. And it was really just the overall plot and story of the movie, the ultimate goodbye. And it wasn't just a goodbye for the Digimon and their partners. It was a goodbye for us as an audience. Like, that was them saying, hey, thank y'all for rocking with us since 1999. It's been real, deuces. And now we have the Digimon Adventure anime reboot to watch, which is a different story from the original one that we got in 1999. That goodbye was emotional as shit. And when you talk about giving you Easter eggs and extra things, if you pay attention at the end of the movie when all the Digidestined are coming out of their comas, if you look at the sequence on the beach, you see the homeboy Willis walking across the beach with Terriermon and, Cocomon or whatever. The little brown one, you understand me? And they're walking across the beach. And I'm like, I'm looking at it like, oh man, that's great for y'all to include Wallace. Shout out, He ain't never changed his clothes. I'm like, come on, bro. Y'all gonna do him like that? This man running around dingy still. Y'all gonna change his clothes? Y'all gonna do him like that? That was a little fucked up. I'll admit that. But overall, man, I did enjoy the movie. Again, some things were too similar to previous Digimon films that it does take away some battle moments. It takes away some plot devices because it's like I've seen this shit before. But all that aside, Digimon, woo! Last Evolution Kizuna. What does it get? What does it deserve? Digimon Last Evolution Kizuna gets a mother freaking Hey, man, I had to give it that. Hey, y'all. Again, it was like the ultimate goodbye to us as fans for rocking with this anime for as long as we have. And safe to say that this is probably my second favorite Digimon movie. And I've seen just about all of them except for that weird X Evolution, that animated one. I ain't seen that, but I've seen every other Digimon movie. And this is definitely my most second favorite one. Much better than Revenge of the Oboromon, alright? Revenge of the Oboromon should have been like a fucking TV special, alright? That ain't no movie. That's a TV special. Shout out to JetX though for putting it on TV. Y'all know what it is. Anyway, y'all, it's been weird, but it's been real. I find it funny that people in the anime community are all coming together to do these Digimon reviews for the movie at the same time. And ain't none of y'all gonna shout out today's sponsor, Sample 3? Ain't none of y'all gonna give no respects to Anime Heaven? How dare y'all? Damn! Sample 3, y'all. Anime code, Anime Heaven RU, goddammit, man. Get your 15% off, man. Alright? Do that. Alright. Get out of here, bitch.
Yeah, I'm so fly, but you knew though. Like to mix it up, my different items like Menudo. Don't force a nigga, I'm the nigga strange like I'm Hugo. Your mama check a nigga, watch a rollie or a Hue blow. Like it really matters, I came with 4 seasons. They think a lot about my cars, like my new Beamer. Your girl dipping in my seats, you should probably leave her. Nerd nigga with the glasses and the short season.